All right, defenders, welcome back, and finally, we have some good news.
Finally.
We're going to jump all the way down to Texas, where a federal judge just ruled in favor of the Firearms Policy Coalition and the Second Amendment Foundation in FPC versus Bondi. Now, what is this in reference to? This is in reference to conceal carry at the magical place known as post offices, that magical land where stamps trade hands and little cardboard packages go out in the mail. Now, before we go any further into that, hey, real fast, we're going to be doing pre-orders before Christmas, so stick around and like and subscribe, pay attention to the channel, and we're going to have this in the description, in the comments, and the next few videos to come with these Guard Tech Plus cleaning kits. Now, this has got everything in it from 22 all the way up to 12 gauge, all your jags, your brushes, your bristles, and a bore cleaner with it too. And it even has a squeeze bottle on the inside for, you can fill it with whatever lubricant that you want to put in with that. So we actually started using one of these kits, and one of the things I like about it the most is actually how it stores the jag pieces in particular. I know with some kits, large kits like this, that clamshell open, we've definitely seen issues with those clamshells, the jags in particular, coming out of their slots and kind of flopping around the container. Well, this actually solves this, and what they really did was they put them vertical, which actually, that little change, really like it a lot. So we'll be doing pre-orders for those before Christmas, so before the snow flies here in Minnesota. We're really hoping to have them online this next week. So if you're interested in Guard Tech Plus cleaning kit, you're definitely going to want to like and subscribe, join the channel, and check out the website for when those will go live. All right, now why is the post office ban so important, and this court case ruling in favor of the Firearms Policy Coalition so critical? Well, what it's doing is it's poking a hole in the bubble that the federal government has basically propped up since the codifying of this law all the way back in 1972. So is it about protecting stamps and packages and your letter going out to your grandpappy? No. What this is it's about the arbitrary rules that the government has set up to determine where your rights end and where they actually begin. Now, heck, if we know anything about situations where individuals go postal, which is, if anyone remembers back from the 90s, that's where the term going postal actually came from, was from an active shooter incident at a post office. Being disarmed in a post office is not the place where you don't want to have a firearm on you. Now, the crazy part about this law is that the post office used to actually arm their employees. This was a long time ago. In fact, the founding fathers knew that criminals would actually absolutely go to post offices to rob and to steal. And so what they did was they punished criminals and actually tried them for their crimes, and then gave sentencing, and then followed through with those sentencing with jail time. And it allowed then citizens to actually be armed in those places, since crime would absolutely happen. So in the end, it's a big strike down of what the government is trying to deem what would be a sensitive place. Now, does this mean right now you can start concealed carrying in a post office? No, not quite. But this is a huge step in that direction where we can start, again, we're starting to gain a lot of traction just nationally for getting our rights back. Heck, man, we have already 29 states now that are constitutional carry. Love to see that. Would love to see that here in Minnesota. Wink! You vote on this stuff, kind of do what you will with that, okay? Now, I know it's a lot more complicated than that for us Minnesotans. We have quite a few battles to deal with right now, particularly when it comes to illegal immigration, gerrymandering, and the massive levels of fraud and scandal happening right now with the current regimes here in the state. Now, but that aside, going back to the post office, okay? The founding fathers never intended post offices to be disarmed. Robberies and violence, those were things that still happened all the way back in time. Almost like criminal behavior is something, and evil in general is something that humans are capable of. And it's not just some new thing that's happened in the 21st century. But as I was alluding to, are you able to carry just yet? No. The first step that's probably going to happen is that there will probably be an appeal against this of some way, shape, or form. And once that appeal goes through, it will go to that district level or go to the next level of appellate court past that judge in Texas's district. Now, what the actual what the actual court case stated was that the court determined that both 18 U.S. Title Code 930A and 39 CFR are inconsistent with the principles that underpin this nation's regulatory tradition. Thus, They are unconstitutional as applied to carrying firearms inside an ordinary post office or on post office property. The sensitive place restrictions targeting the keeping and bearing arms are subject to the Van Bruin analysis, and that is a major ruling. So this will kind of kick the ball further down the field in favor of pro-gun rights in the country. So this is a fantastic ruling. So the Founding Fathers were very much aware that criminal activity happened. In fact, they would either imprison these people that would rob post offices, or they would whip them publicly. And flogging and whippings were absolutely punishments back in the 1700s. And really, the banning from firearms didn't come about until just under 200 years later in the United States. And in the end, the ruling is really determining that the post office is not a private business and is therefore a state actor and falls under constitutional ruling. So right now, no, you can't quite conceal carry in a post office, but this is the next step on that path. In fact, those that would be affected by this ruling as of right now would be only the plaintiffs. So that would be just the FPC and those attached to the FPC and the Second Amendment Foundation. So that's where that ruling actually lines up. So can you conceal carry? Nope. In a post office? Nope, not just yet, but that is coming, and that is absolutely the next steps are going to happen. But first, we're probably going to get an appeal. It will probably go up to the district court level, the district appellate court for Texas, and then possibly go on to the U.S. Supreme Court. Moves in the right direction, people. This is fantastic to see. So anyways, thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to like and subscribe below, and remember, stay prepared, not scared. God bless and good night, everybody.